Hi, everybody. Dale and Amy here. We are at home for an episode of Bless Your Hardt. Dale has to leave for Mexico in a couple of minutes, so he came in to say hello. But we wanted to let you guys know that we have a special guest today. Tim Duggar is going to join me for some fun conversation. Today's drink of the week presented by High Rock is a French Martini. Do you want to try it?
No, I'm driving.
I'll try. It's delicious, of course. Remember to visit highrockvodka.com to find out where you can find High Rock near you. And also they are shipping depending on your state. Also, you must be 21 or over and drink responsibly. Are you excited about Mexico?
Yes. Yeah, I'm excited. This is, so I'm getting on, getting in the truck, driving to the airport here in about 5 minutes. And we'll be getting on the plane and going out there. We got a little bit more practice than normal, so I'm working a couple shows Friday and Saturday, and then the race, and coming home all day Monday. So next several days will be quite a weekend. Yeah, so I'm excited. It's gonna be fun. Mexico City, I've never been.
Happens a race on Sunday.
A lot of people are already there, and sort of hearing the feedback from all the people that are there and how awesome it is. It's making me get more and more excited to hear, to be able to get there. So yeah, it's gonna be cool to have Tim on here. And basically for the last several days, me and Amy's been kind of going around in circles about what we were going to do with the show this week, because I was going to have to leave, and I was supposed to be gone already, but the charter or flight that I was supposed to be on didn't work out, but something happened to the plane, so we had to figure out another plan. But anyways,
there's been a lot of back and forth on when you were actually leaving.
So, there's also some, hey, what are we going to do with this show?
Yeah.
And I was hopeful that this is exactly what you would do. I know you've done a show before where you had Jamie on, one of your friends.
Yeah.
And that was great. People loved it. And y'all talked about, roommates, and the Jugs hat came, the Jugs hat that we have is from that episode.
Yeah.
So that was a really cool episode, but I was kind of privately, as we were talking about, hey man, what are we going to do? What are you going to do? What should we do? Where are we going to record it? What's it going to be about?
Yeah.
I was thinking, man, if she gets one of my buddies, I thought that might be kind of cool for y'all.
Tim's my buddy.
Well, Tara is your buddy. Tim's my buddy.
That's debatable.
Yeah. But anyways, This will be kind of fun because we've had some really, as you're going to learn in this show today, we've had some really great experiences with Tim and his wife, Tara, and we've known them a really long time. And
they're family at this point.
Yeah. I think it's kind of one of those relationships where, you see each other at your best, you see each other at your worst, and there's a lot of honesty in the relationship, and we've kind of all had each other's back over the years with different things we've all went through, and so it's a real friendship, and so gonna be fun to see what you guys talk about. We've had some great experiences with them over the years, so it should be pretty fun for me when we get to watch this back.
I'm excited. Yeah. Should we bring him in? Is it time
all
for
right,
you to go?
Tim, I'm gonna leave you with the show and with Amy. Y'all have fun, buddy.
A lot of pressure here.
A lot of pressure, man. Shoot. Nothing like getting up on stage. I was Amy and you were going to talk about it, but I was telling her about being in Michigan and being in the camper and listening to you rocking the whole infield Friday night, and how great it sounded. And then you sent me that picture of you from standing on stage looking out over the crowd. And you could hear after every song how excited the crowd was and how much of a big fan favorite you are. You've played there many, many times. Y'all will talk about all this. I don't want to ruin it.
Yeah.
It's hijacking our content.
Well, this is a.
But I can't believe that you
pressure here.
I don't think you'd have any pressure coming on this show after seeing the point of view you have from the stage. That right there looks like pressure to me.
Nah, man, I think filling in for you on here is
you're not pressure. Feeling
and also trying not to say anything that's gonna try to keep
that's what I'm worried about. Between you and me, one of us is gonna get a little too loose.
Yeah. I don't know if there's some hard cuts or edits here if we've went off the rails.
Well, we don't publish this till later, so y'all have plenty of time to think about things that you might not have should have put out there. So
I say let it fly. Let's go.
I'm not too worried about it. All right, we'll see y'all.
All right, see ya.
All right, Tim. So we know each other really well, but I want to make sure that everyone that's listening gets to know you a little bit better outside of just singing. So I wanted to talk to you initially about how we all met. I remember meeting you when you came out to the house with Austin Dillon years ago for paintball.
Yeah,
Yeah. Do you remember that night? Do you
I
remember playing
do.
paintball?
I remember I used to go over. I was still living in Alabama back then, and I would go over and hang with Austin quite a bit. We were together at least maybe once every 2 months. I'd come up and we'd hang out, and I remember him asking if I wanted to go play paintball, and and then we ended up.
Are you like, no, not really. I don't want to get hit by a paintball, but I'll go.
Well, I didn't have any clothes that I wanted to get dirty. So, and he's a lot smaller than me. So trying to find some clothes, I remember that I found like some clothes to wear, and we went and had a good time, and then end up, as our relationship and friendship has been based on, or surrounded by cold beer, and the cold beer started happening. And that's kind of where we all, kind of got to know each other and kind of hit it off. And
That's right. You guys all ended up in the basement after a field day, basically dirty. And you had your guitar, of course, and you started to play. And I had been hanging out in the basement already with some girlfriends. So I had had a few. And I remember looking over and going, "Oh, you're really good." And you're like, "Well, yeah, it's kind of what I do." I'm like, "Oh, it's just like you're for a party favor. You're actually like a real country singer." And you're like,
I'm
"Yeah."
that guy at the party that brings out the guitar and everybody.
Well, sometimes that happens, but you were legit. And so that was my first memory of meeting you and falling in love with not just your personality, but your music. And then we got to further our relationship just hanging out, and then meeting Tara in Key West.
Yep. I remember getting invited down to Key West. Tara didn't know y'all.
Right.
And I didn't know y'all well. And I remember going down. We got there before y'all. We'd never been to Key West. And Tara went and got this horrible spray tan.
Yeah, I remember that.
And we rode a bicycle like for 3 miles after this spray tan, and it was it was a bad one.
It was bad. So here's the thing: it's hot. It's Key West. It's hot. She's tan anyway.
I don't know why she does the spray tan.
I don't either. This girl is bronze. Her skin is beautiful. This girl does not need a spray tan. So she wears jeans also. She's in tight, skinny jeans. Y'all trek all the way to the other side of the island, get her a spray tan. She puts her jeans back on right after she gets the spray tan. So, of course, she's going to have seam lines and all kinds of rubbed off spots. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
The whole thing was a mess. But Dale says, and I don't remember this, but he says you guys were sitting on the front porch, and he finally was texting you like, "Hey, where are y'all?"
Yeah, we didn't know y'all were inside.
Oh, you
We're just
didn't?
sitting there on the porch. Like, I think we'd went and got like a flying monkey drink and just was sitting there going, I guess they're going to be here any minute. And y'all already been inside for like 2 hours, I guess.
We probably missed you while you were doing the spray tan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's my least. Do you do the self tanner stuff?
I do, but honestly, I only do it if I have to. Like if I'm going somewhere and I'm super pale, I am not a bronzed chick. Like I can tan, but I'm not going to be tan in the fall. So if I have to get dressed up for
I don't
something,
like the smell of that.
I don't like
stuff.
the way they smell either. It's unfortunate that it has to stink like that.
Yeah, not a fan.
No, I know you're not a fan of a lot of the girly things, but
No.
so that trip specifically was when we met Tara and had a great time. We fell in love with each other. She and I, so I understand why Tara was hesitant. Girls can be mean. It's not fun hanging around with a bunch of girls that you don't know that well. It's hard, especially if the guys are already friends. Am I right?
Well, y'all were there with a bunch of friends, and we were kind of the outsiders, the new people. But yeah, it was good. I told her, I was like, we'll go. If it gets weird, we'll just sneak out and
get a hotel.
Or just go home, like just leave. But it didn't get that weird. I mean, I do remember that was back when Dell's jewelry phobia was
At its peak.
really at its peak. And I remember thinking, well, that's new. That's something new I didn't know about him. But
yeah, he used to be quite more dramatic about it than he is now. He's kind of loosened up. I guess having the girls helps. Like he doesn't really have a choice, and he can't be mean to them about it. But back then, it was like anybody in the room had jewelry on, he was uncomfortable and mad about it.
Yeah, I remember him asking like about rings and stuff, and because y'all wasn't y'all wasn't engaged or anything back
Oh
then.
no,
So,
this
yeah.
is years before that.
Yeah. But yeah, that's how it started.
Did you jump off the balcony? Did
No,
you
I
ever jump
never
off the
did.
balcony?
I never did. No, I'm not
Really?
no, actually no, I think I did. I have before. But
Yeah.
only once or twice. I do miss those Key West days.
I miss being that age in Key West days. I don't think I could do a day like that anymore. Although I'm going to be challenged to for your birthday, it sounds like. But we had a lot of fun in the house and went back to Key West over and over again with each other, and kind of became travel buddies in general. Like if we go somewhere, y'all are the first people we want to travel with.
Yeah, it's we've traveled with other people and different couples, and it's rare that you find people that you can travel with that kind of get kind of do the same things. We're not planning it out. Okay, Tuesday we're doing this. Wednesday we're just kind of go with the flow. I don't like having dinner reservations ever, because what about if you're having the best time at this bar and then you have to get up and leave it, or have to go get ready and
Yeah, the getting ready
vibe.
part is really what hurts because it just creates this gap in time,
Yeah.
and that you get tired or fall asleep.
I
And
mean, in Key West, I have been there a lot. I've only watched the sunset maybe once.
really, at the
yeah.
pier?
Yeah, because I'm afraid to leave my good time. If I leave the bar, it might not be there when I come back.
I understand. Okay, so first question is, what are your top 3 bars for Key West?
Schooner Wharf.
Okay, why?
Number
Why do you like
one.
Schooner so much?
I just,
'Cause speaking of smells, that place has a stench. I mean, I've hung out there plenty with you, but there's something oddly weird about the smell at Schooner.
I think that's what I like about it. Reminds me of home.
It reminds me of yourself.
Now, I don't know. And when I hear that, if I hear a song about a bar or like a Kenny Chesney song or any of that, I'm at Schooner Wharf. Like that is the bar. I'm at the bar stool, back to the ocean. Yeah, and it opens early, so I like that. You can go in there at 8 o'clock in the morning.
Get a breakfast beer.
Yeah, I'd say there. Captain Tony's, hard to beat that one. And I don't know, probably Hank's.
Really?
Grunts. Yeah,
Grunts? I liked it better when it was Grunts, personally.
yeah. I mean, there for a long time. I had a grudge against Hank's because it wasn't Grunts, but I've
Right.
learned to accept it.
You've
But
learned to
there's great bars down there though. I guess I'd go with those 3.
My favorite's Mary Ellen's, I think. It's
See,
in. Well, go ahead.
I think you could find that bar anywhere.
That might be true. Mary Ellen's, though, is one of those places that you go in and like it doesn't really matter what the crowd is like. You have a good time. There's good food. You can control the music, which
We have.
we have. We even broke in on Dale's trip and hijacked the Touch Tunes box, and changed the music to Celine Dion and all kinds of fun stuff while they were in
Mary
there.
Ellen's is good. I just I don't know. By the time I get down there, I'm so drunk I don't really remember. By
'Cause
the
it's
time
on
I make it down
in the
that,
middle of Duval Street.
if I'm down around Green Parrot or Mary Ellen's, I'm drunk.
Yeah, the Parrot. It's another one of those establishments that like you have to be drunk to be in. To be
Yeah.
honest.
But I learned Key West from y'all, and I fell in love with it because of y'all. So, I start up there at Raw Bar, and I work my way down to Green Parrot,
Yeah.
Mary Ellen's, and I work my way back, and that's just what I do. And I try to even if y'all aren't there, I'm always sending pictures and, hey, look, what's this bar?
Yeah. You'll send us a
but-
tiny little clip of a corner of something and be like, guess where I'm sitting?
Yeah.
Shots
But
and
I would-
giggles or whatever.
I'll wake up sometimes though, and I will want to be there. I will just get this. I'm like, today I wish I was there. That's where I want to be.
Hmm.
I think out of all the places in the world that I've been, it's my favorite place.
It is easy to get to, so it's a lot of fun
Yeah.
for that reason too. All right. If you're at the end of the night, you're drunk, super drunk. I need to eat before I go to bed if I'm drunk like that. Where are you going to get a snack in Key West?
I guess you got to go with what's the pizza place?
Mr. Z's?
Mr. Z's, yeah. I guess that. Or Mary Ellen's grilled cheese.
Yeah, they do have good
Something that's
food.
going to soak up the booze.
Yeah. Sarah likes the peanut noodles across the street.
Yeah.
There's like a little Thai place that has a window across the street from Mr. Z's. So you can get peanut noodles and Mr. Z's pizza. And Z's has good sandwiches too. They have Phillies that are super good.
They're just, I don't know, they're a little rude in there. That's their vibe.
They are.
And I'm drunk.
They're
and
unapologetically
I'm
rude.
easily offended.
And they take cash only. So if you don't have cash and you forget, you get in there and you order, you're like, oh,
Yeah.
what do I do now?
And I'm like, man, I don't want rude pizza. I'm drunk. Like, be nice to me.
Be nice to me. Hold me.
Yeah. Hold me up. I think it is because I'm from a little town in Alabama. I never thought that I would go anywhere. I mean, Atlanta seemed very far away, and it was an hour up the road. Like that was most people didn't go to Atlanta. I mean, that was pretty scary.
Well, Atlanta's huge. It's not like your typical big city.
But I never thought I'd go anywhere. So now being lucky enough to have gotten out and traveled a little bit, I love being in a bar that nobody is speaking English, and it's almost fun to be uncomfortable. You know what I mean? Like you just got to figure this out. Like,
yeah.
I mean, I've been in, and of course I've been in countries that, English isn't the language, but just being somewhere new and you don't know and just learning. I think you can learn more at a bar talking to a stranger than you can at a museum. Like you're really learning like where they're from, what they do, what they're about, how they see the world. And it kind of makes you not be so, I don't know. I was very stuck in my ways when I was younger, living in Alabama. But it kind of helps you see the world a little differently and
just
appreciate
grow.
it. Yeah.
Yeah. I remember when we first met, even going down to Key West, you had like 3 foods you ate. You had like, it's cheese, bread, and chicken, basically. Yeah. In any format that comes together, cheese, bread, and chicken. And so like we tested it with the buffalo shrimp and peel and eat shrimp, whatever. We were always trying to like prod you.
I was the guinea pig of, hey, try this.
Hey, try this. Well, we've already eaten it.
Yeah. But if a kid eats it, I probably love it. Like if it's got a cartoon on the box,
you're all about it.
Yeah, it's probably my food.
Hey, it's Dale Jr. Did you know that we've got brand new merch from our Stars, Stripes, and Beers collection available now? We've got tanks, tees, beach towels, and more just in time for summer. Check it all out at shop.dirtymomedia.com. So
the lovely Tara, who I've never met anybody that's met her that doesn't have just the nicest things. Dale's so loud.
He's still there?
Yeah. Boom, boom, boom. All right. So everybody loves Tara. Everyone she meets literally falls in love with her. How did you meet Tara?
I met Tara at Whiskey River.
In Charlotte.
Yeah, in Charlotte, way before I knew y'all. She was unavailable, and
she was?
Yeah, at the time that I met her, yeah. We had some mutual friends, and probably about 6 months later, I was there used to be a bar called Johnny and June's. Mm-hmm. I think it was in Winston, maybe.
Okay.
And I was leaving that bar, and I used to drink Jack Daniels back then, and I used to could really drink it good. And I remember asking her friend about her, and she's like, "Oh, she's single," and slid in the DMs. And
you slid in the DMs? That was a thing already?
Facebook.
On Facebook.
Yeah, I probably misspelled all my my pickup lines and didn't know what to say. But no, she's we dated long distance. I was still living in Alabama.
And she was living here, right?
Yeah, she was living in Charlotte. Her brother lived there, and so yeah, she's a good one. People tolerate me. People love her. I'm only invited because people like Tara.
I love that. I love that you have an awareness about your personality and hers.
I'm not dumb. Like I get invited places and I'm like, hey, you and Tara. And I'm like, oh, Tara can't make it. Oh, well, that's okay. Then don't worry about it.
See you next time. Okay. Dated forever and you got married in Ireland. Why did you guys pick Ireland? The pictures were incredible.
Well,
but you didn't take anybody, including us, which I'm still a little upset about. But it looked beautiful.
We thought about, we actually thought about getting married at Childress.
Uh-huh.
We talked about getting married at the winery, and we started talking about that, and it just didn't seem like us. I mean, I don't know. I don't think we are, especially me. I'm not follow the norm sometimes. Like
It felt really formal.
yeah, I like doing my own thing. I mean,
I remember
um,
talking to Tara when you guys were thinking about actually setting the date and getting married. And she's like, the thought of planning a big wedding or a wedding where people are coming and I have to coordinate all the things is just too overwhelming.
yeah. And, you know, we talked about it like we, our families are not even, they're not formal people.
Yeah.
And, you know, we both come from very humble, country folks. And I didn't want my family or my parents to feel uncomfortable at a wedding, like,
Yeah.
or it just make it, I don't know. I just thought it'd be easier to just go.
Elope. Yeah.
And also, you know, we did our honeymoon and everything there at the same time. It was just us and another couple. Y'all actually went to the spot that we got married, and yeah, I thought it was beautiful, and I would do it the same way again. I tell anybody, I'm like, if you're thinking about not having that big wedding, don't have it. I mean,
Yeah.
the wedding's between you and the person. Like, I mean, your wedding was awesome. I loved my favorite part of your wedding though was the after party with
With the disco chicks.
yes.
Yeah.
I was really into that one disco chick. I mean, I couldn't see her face, but
But her bod and her disco head were.
yeah.
Yeah. I wanted a small wedding. Dale did not. And his grandmother didn't want to fly. So we chose Childress because it just, you know, kind of made sense for us. But yeah, your wedding was incredible. And we did go get to see the Cliffs of Moher after years of heckling us to go to Ireland with you. We finally between 2020 and having kids and all the things, we were like, not the right time. But we went.
I'd never thought y'all would have won either. It was really hard to.
Well, there was a lot of please come and a lot of no's. So
Yeah.
not now. Can't do
Finally
it.
worked. I wore y'all down.
You wore us down. Well, too, like you'll go on a whim. So you're like, hey, I'm going to go to Ireland next week. Can y'all come? And we're like, no, we have kids plural. We can't go anywhere next week.
I know, and y'all keep telling me, y'all be like, you should have kids, you should have kids. And I'll be like, hey, y'all want to go somewhere? I can't. We got the kids. And I'm like, see?
Well, I wish you'd have kids so then we all had kids and we could all travel with our kids. Like kids can go places, but you don't bring your kids places and like ruin the vibe for people that don't have kids and want to party. You know what I mean?
I will say this. Y'all do a great job. Y'all have awesome kids. And I was kind of curious to see what kind of parents y'all would be and what kind of mom you would be. And you're a badass mom. You're very hands-on. And I have a thing about that. Like I really, I think it's something from my childhood. Like I really pay attention to see how people, like how parents are with their kids,
Like how nurturing they are or like how much
and
attention
just
they
how
give or
present
what?
they are, and how they just, you know, they don't pawn their kids off on people and stuff like that. And y'all just don't do that. And
Yeah.
you know, you could easily do that. But yeah, y'all are very, very hands on, and you're a good mom.
Thank you.
And
I appreciate
think
that.
that's,
Having kids is fun. And we didn't want to have kids to like pawn them off. We're older. So like we really made the choice to have kids and wanted to be involved. And yes, we have a nanny. And yes, they're with their nanny right now. So like you have to have some of that relief just for your sanity. We don't have grandparents around, so we do have someone to help. But I still think that you guys should have a little Duggar. And I still think you should name him something Lane. Since we didn't get to have Ralph Lane. Preston Lane,
no,
maybe.
we had y'all a boy named. If
I
y'all
know.
would just
We picked a name out in Key West years ago,
yeah,
and then the boy just never came.
the boy
Wasn't meant
never
to
showed
be.
up.
It
Yeah.
wasn't meant to be. So I did want to ask you about some of your favorite places in Ireland, or just specifically from our trip, because I know you've been so many times. Sean's Bar was up there, like really up there. But for me, the ferry ride out to the Aran Islands.
Yeah.
So we got to the ferry. It's cold, and I don't remember the town's name that we took off from.
It's what is that? Oh Lord.
It wasn't
Right
Doolin,
outside-
right?
Yeah, Doolin.
It was Doolin. Okay. So
Look
we
at
take
you.
off from Doolin, and we're talking like a giant ferry boat, and it's coming from the island towards us. So we got to see how rough the water was. And I'm not talking like pretty Bahamas shallow water. This is the deep blue sea, and this boat is rocking. And so we
Oh, yeah.
see all that as it's coming towards us, knowing we have to get on it to get out there. So we're all a little nervous. Even Dale looks at me and he goes, "This is going to be one hell of a ride." And so it was, and I'd do it again in a heartbeat.
There's people throwing up on
There
the
were
boat
people
and
throwing up
everything.
overboard. Like we saw people throwing up coming at us, and
Yeah.
then there were people throwing up on our boat. It's just part of the ride, but it was so fun, and the island is wild.
Yeah. I think that was probably one of my highlights of that trip with y'all. Just going over there. I'd like to go see the other two islands. There's two more.
Right.
Um, and I don't know. I thought that was probably my highlight of the trip with y'all. That and just finding the snugs and the pubs.
The
Like that.
snugs.
Yeah. A little, the little
Oh,
rooms
the
almost.
snugs, like the little tiny nooks. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
It's called a snug.
So we found one at a pub in Galway. That's where that guy told us that joke where he stuck his face in the Guinness.
Oh yeah.
Uh,
Too bad we don't have a Guinness to do it.
yeah, and the joke is very inappropriate, but
Oh, well, maybe you can do it in a reel or something. Put it on your page so everybody can
but
see.
um, but yeah, I Sean's Bar is probably one of my favorites and it is a tourist bar, but it's a that town's not a tourist town,
Right.
So you get the people come in and then they go, and then it's more local.
The
if I was
outside of it just looked so quintessentially Irish to me.
Yeah, it's a vibe, and any of the places that's got a fireplace in it, and just kind of that calm, chill vibe. I get asked a lot why I like going over there, and I just like being 7 hours ahead, and that you can
I finally got ahead of all you screwballs in Ireland.
in the future. I like looking ahead. But yeah, I don't know. There's a vibe over there. It reminds me of kind of stepping back in time a little bit.
Yeah.
You see people are talking to each other. There's not a lot of people on their phones.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'd say that bar, Hey Penny there, and they're in Dublin. I love that place. I go in there, and sometimes I'll just go there and just sit there and hang out and know the bartenders. And
What's the name of the bar we stayed for lunch and dinner in?
Gertie Brown's.
Gertie Brown's.
That was
so
good.
it's a rainy day, and I don't know what town we were in. That's only.
Athlone.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, we sat. So it's also got a fireplace. There's all these little snugs. We sat and had lunch. The food is delicious. We're talking like stew, all the beefiest home cooked style meals you could think of. You eat lunch. We're moved to another little table. We had our heart set on this one, and people were sitting at it when we got there. So we just waited, and then below and behold, it was dinner time. So we ordered a second meal and just sat there and had beers all day long.
They were impressed that we were able to drink like we can.
I know they told you when we got up, they thought we were surely going to fall over.
Yeah, no. And we got, I had those Dell Senior patches.
Oh, that's right.
Left one there. And the last time I went in there, it was still behind the bar.
Really?
So yeah, it's, that was a good time. That was, and then they drank there, went back, and then we got back to Dublin and went to another pub before we went. That was our last night there. But yeah, that was great. That reminds me, do you remember when Dell got those people to pretty much move?
Yes. He just makes it awkward and sits real close and pinches them out, basically.
Yeah. So there's a table in this bar in the Green Parrot. It's kind of bigger table. We had a bigger group, and Dale's like, I'm going to get that table. Mm-hmm. And he just walks up and just kind of
makes it really awkward.
What are y'all doing? Where are y'all from? And then they do not want to talk to him. They don't know who he is.
Nope.
And the guy gets up and goes to the bathroom. Dale just sits down.
Sits in his seat.
Yep. And he's like, just starts talking to him. And finally the people just get frustrated and leave.
Uh-huh.
And he's like, we got the table.
Talk about being confident.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't have that. I would get nervous. Girls can't do that anyway.
I'm not a table thief. I can't do that.
All right. So I want to talk about Nashville and music and all those things. You have so many good songs, from oldies to new ones, like Hurt Stone It. I love that. And then all Stars of Alabama, the whole album is so good, but you're writing new music now. Can you explain what your coming album's going to sound like? Is it a different sound? You said you're working with new people.
Yeah, I thank you for that. Music is a lot like racing. It really is. It's you can, you're on a team. You're at your, you have your record label. You have, all these little small pieces that go into making an album, and sometimes you can miss kind of the mark of what you were going for. I always, and I think we've bonded over, we both love country music, and we love classic country music. We love 90s country music. And I've always tried to at least be myself no matter what in my music and in my songwriting, and just, you know, who I am, just always just, I'm not really a follow the leader or follow trends. And music is very, you know, has trends. And
Yeah, I
now
know country especially went through a big trend with like some modern stuff both of us were not into.
yeah. It kind of, you know, but it always kind of comes back, and it's back. It seems like we're kind of in a more, people's really loving country music. And I'm not one of these that like to go, that ain't country or that ain't, you know, but I prefer kind of traditional style music. Now, when I record, I don't think it's traditional, you know, twin fiddles and just kind of straightforward. But we've been in the studio for the past maybe 2 months. I had a meeting at my record label. You know, we came out with an album last year, and I was excited with it, but that album was kind of pieced together. You know what I mean? Like, there was so many songs that had kind of been released, and it just didn't feel like it was fresh. You know, a lot of the songs were kind of older, but we started from scratch. New producer, new band, new engineers, new everything.
Oh, wow.
And it was kind of much needed. I loved all the folks I've been working with. Anything I've recorded the last 6 years has been with the same team, and this is going to be a completely different crew. And guy producing, I've loved what the albums he's made. He's Jason Aldean's producer, Michael Knox, and I've been a fan of Jason's records always sound pretty badass and big, and I just kind of wanted to find that, because my shows I like the energy. I like to keep it up.
Yeah, you're a very energetic performer. Like you don't just worry about singing your songs. Like, you're really worried about your crowd's experience.
Yeah, to me, that's my favorite part of being a musician, is the live show.
Yeah.
Songwriting, I could kind of take and leave it sometimes. When I say that, it's all right, we have tomorrow we're writing 11 to so.
Right. You're either inspired or you're not. And it's hard to push
I have to really want to write. But, you know, I've definitely not achieved all the things that I've wanted to achieve in music, but I'm really, really excited about this music. Like, you say that about all music you're doing.
Yeah. Well, you kind of have to be. You have to be that hopeful that the next one is like the one that's going to break it, right?
Yeah. It's a weird, like, you know, you can let it get you down sometimes, because you want to, especially when you see your peers having success, and you're like, what am I doing? But like, I think that's where it kind of goes to, you can compare it to racing. Like, you know, sometimes people's got a better car. Some people's got a better pit crew. Some people, you know, has got more money behind them, or this or that, or relationships. And, so
is it nerve wracking getting a new team like that? Did you?
I was a little nervous, when we showed up to track. So you track the music first.
Okay.
That's what you do. So you go in, and the band's there. They chart out the song. If it's you usually have a demo, or, you know, play it for them. This is what we're kind of thinking. And then you start making the music. You go back later and sing the vocal. So you don't do that all at once. So on our tracking day, it was a whole new band. And it was some of the guys I'd known of, but I'd never worked with. And I was like, I remember sitting in the parking lot going, okay, is this going to be awkward? They're a team.
It's like the first day of school again.
Yeah. But there was none of that.
Okay.
And we're now just waiting on mixing. But I will say, I think we got some songs in this bunch that I think people are going to really like. And whether I don't make music for, you know, of course you want to be as successful as you can be. But I don't make music to be, you know, a star or this or that. I make music because I just love music. Making music. It's amazing when people like it and tell you they like it, or they sing along to it, or come up to you and they got your shirt on, or a hat, or, you know, they've bought your music. That's special. But if if I wasn't out, if I wasn't, blessed enough to have a record deal and be doing what I'm doing, I'd be, I'd be playing my guitar, sitting in this room here by myself.
Okay, one more question I got to ask you. When did you decide to grow the mustache?
So I have
I think it's cool, but this is like a mustache era. It's happening.
Yeah. Well, I've had mixed reviews on it. I've never been able to grow any facial hair. I'm not a hairy guy at all.
No.
I do have hair, but
it's in the right places. It's on your head and on your face.
Yeah. But so I'd never been able to do it. Right. And I was just like, you know what? I'm going to try to grow it out. And I went, it took me a while, and I'm going to keep it. I'm going to keep it.
Well, listen, it's like going to become part of your image now.
Yeah.
So it's like a risky move growing it out, and then people you can't take it off now.
No,
because then you're going to look weird.
I told Tara, I think I will never not have a mustache ever in my life again.
Well, she likes it.
Yeah.
I think she sent me a picture of you guys on one of your travels. I forget where you were. She sent it to our whole girls group, and she was calling you a Zaddy. What is a Zaddy? What's a Zaddy? I don't know what a Zaddy is.
I don't know.
I'm too old.
Yeah, I don't know. She was mixed with, it's peach fuzz. I had peach fuzz for like 2 months, and but yeah, it's coming in. I kind of like it. I dig it.
I dig it. I was shocked when I saw it, just because, like you said, I didn't know you had the ability to grow that. I thought for sure it was just like a joke.
I can't grow anything else. This is smooth as a baby's ass.
So this is.
I can't do anything else.
Oh my gosh. Well, I like it, and
thank you.
It does make you have a vibe. Not that you didn't have a vibe anyway, but I dig it. All right, I'm going to ask you one more question, and I told you to prepare for this one. What is your favorite thing that we have done together?
I was thinking about this one. We've done we've traveled, we've laughed, we've teared in our beard, we've we've done it all, it seems. I would say one of my favorite, I would say the Ireland trip would be way up there. But one of my favorite memories of me and you, and this is a way back one. Do you remember me and you were singing karaoke one night at Bobby's Monkey Bar?
Yeah.
And we were trying to do Johnny Cash, and Gene Carter's Jackson.
Uh-huh.
And we're like halfway through it, and we both looked at each other and go, "This is horrible."
Yeah,
and we just
I want out of here.
laid the mics down and left. That's probably one of my favorite memories. I'd say, anytime we're with y'all, we just sitting around and having honest conversations and things that you can't, things that you just don't tell just anybody.
I know, for some reason we've always been extremely honest with one another. Like,
yeah.
Like we share everything. Nothing's really not on the table,
well,
and we're not afraid to hurt each other's feelings either.
Yeah,
we just have always felt that way. It's kind of an odd thing.
Yeah, when me and Dale first was building our friendship, I just was like, you know what, I'm going to treat him just like I would treat any of my friends. Mm-hmm. I grew up a huge fan of his dad's, but I wanted to separate, and not judge him as the race car driver and just get to know him. Yeah. And that comes with, I was like, I'm not going to kiss his ass. Like we're going to be buddies, or we're not. Like, it's going to be a legit, genuine friendship, or we're not going to be friends at all. Yeah. And so, yeah, that's how I just, kind of approached it, and became to where we're very honest and we can tell each other. And me and you, me and you text, a lot and keep in touch, and you're always very thoughtful. If we're going through something, or we're sharing it back and forth. And so, yeah, but I'd say the drunken karaoke is probably one of my favorite memories together. Cause you won't hardly,
listen, I don't like to be, but yeah, because I don't sing well, and I don't want to be the center of attention doing something crappy. Like, I'm happy to be the audience. I've always been a very good supporter and a good audience. So that was like very outside of my comfort zone. No, but we knew when to fold it. We knew it was terrible. Just Irish goodbye to ourselves.
We set the mics on the ground and walked away.
I'm sure everybody in there was grateful.
Yeah, we couldn't keep
No.
time. Like it was
It's
I
bad when you
blamed it on
can't
the
even read
track.
the prompter and stay on time with the
Yeah.
song. Like you've got the words. There's no excuse for this
Yeah.
being so poor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'd say that's probably one of my favorite memories because I mean, we accepted defeat together, and
Yeah.
that was good.
Well, my favorite memory was watching you sing at the Opry. We got to go watch you sing your initial debut at the Grand Ole Opry, and that was so special. It felt like we weren't there to watch you guys get married, because I kind of feel like Dale and I both feel like, since we're just a tad older than y'all, feel like we're older brother and sister or something. Like, I don't know. I don't know what that is, but watching you sing, getting to go backstage and seeing the green room and watching your family interact with all the things happening was just so special and so cool. And I cried like a baby, of course. I get so emotional watching you do all these things because I'm so proud of you. I'm going to cry now. I can't help it. But that was just neat. And I appreciate you involving us in that. That
was awesome for y'all coming and being there. And I knew it was going to be a special day. That's a dream that's something you dream about and want to hope that might happen.
Mm-hmm.
And so getting asked to play there for the first time was, a lot of people don't get to feel celebrated while they're alive.
Yeah.
And I'm very lucky. I got very celebrated. My friends celebrated me and my accomplishment and being able to make that step and do something that I dreamed of as a kid. And so, for y'all being there and just getting and take it in with y'all, it was new to me. I'd never done it.
Yeah.
And just enjoying it. And, I know how much you love country music, and that's kind of where we really connect with, when Dale is controlling the music, we're always like, hey, play some country, play some country.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was very special. That meant a lot for y'all to be there.
And you got a standing ovation.
Yeah, it was awesome. It was awesome.
Yeah.
I never get nervous. But I knew I really had wanted to be able to do that and my parents see that.
Yeah.
And I was kind of in my head that was never going to get to happen. I've been very lucky and my parents got to see me do some cool stuff and see me play some awesome stages. And I was worried there in the back of my head that wasn't going to get to happen. And I really wanted that to happen for them.
Mm-hmm.
I
felt like a big moment for everybody.
Yeah. And so I appreciate y'all being there. That was awesome.
How many times have you played since?
7, and I'm
wow.
counting.
That's a lot.
It's amazing. Like, and you never know if you're ever going to get, they ask you, like you don't get to,
right. You don't get to.
So when you leave there, you're like, well, I hope I get to come back. I hope I didn't.
And it's like a tight knit little family too, right?
Yeah. Yeah. It's always and I love country music. I grew up on it, the history of it. It means a lot to me. Country music does.
Yeah.
And when you walk in the back door, the artist entrance of the Opry, you can feel country music's in there. I mean, it's there. And when you stand in that circle, I get sometimes will get wrapped up just looking down at it while I'm playing because it creaks. It makes noises while you're standing on it.
Yeah. So there's a circle in the center of the stage.
Yeah.
And there's something very special about the circle.
Yeah.
And is it painted on the ground or is it like,
so that circle came out of the Ryman.
Okay.
And it got moved into that place when they opened up the newer Opry House, which has been there for a long time now.
Mm-hmm.
But that's the original pieces of wood where they've all stood, from Patsy Cline, Hank Williams.
So it's got special energy.
Yeah, and there's an energy in that circle. I mean, you just and anybody that's ever played it, I've talked to people. Everybody, if you don't feel something getting to play there, then you don't appreciate it. Yeah, you don't appreciate what it is and the history of it, and the being the longest radio show in history. the Grand Ole Opry, and I will listen to WSM, and I that's what's cool about living in Nashville. You can turn it on and listen to AM radio and hear the Grand Ole Opry live, and it's awesome. But yeah, y'all being there was great. Another favorite memory of mine is
What?
getting to play for you and Dale on y'all's anniversary.
Yes, that was
Was
really
it
special.
anniversary?
It was our
it?
anniversary. It was New Year's Eve, and it was 2020.
Yeah.
I had been pregnant most of the year, and because it was COVID, no one had seen each other, and I wasn't expecting to do anything because we were all kind of in lockdown still. And Dale surprised me with flying you in and playing for us in the saloon down here on the property. And I literally like bawled my eyes out the entire time because I was so like just taken aback by you coming to do that for us. And I missed you guys. I missed people in general. I told you, I was like, I don't think I realized how bad I needed to see somebody else because we live out in the middle of nowhere. And that was just so special.
It was Dale's idea, and I'd met him down at the Western Town, an hour beforehand, getting set up, and he's like, "Hey, I'm gonna text you. I want you to start playing before we even walk in." And I think I started with that George Strait song.
Is that Across My
Across
Heart?
My Heart.
Yeah.
And I remember you walking around. He had a little table in the middle of this. I mean, it was pretty movie moment.
It was a movie
It was
moment.
very
It
romantic.
was very cleared out because usually the
yeah.
place is full of little round tables, like poker tables, like everybody's sitting around like a saloon would be. And there was only the one little table, and he had food catered, and it was like flowers on the table. It was so romantic, and a spotlight and one bar stool.
I was sitting there. I was like, just playing. I go, this is pretty sweet. This is a sweet moment. And getting I remember I was like, I'm treating this as I'm a guest. I'm playing a show. I didn't want to go, "Hey, Amy," I just played the songs, didn't say anything between them. And it was a beautiful moment. Dale did good on that one.
He really did. I don't think that we've had so much. That's the most romantic moment I think we've had.
It was. I think it would be hard to top that. Just as a man myself, like to be to want to have a Western town that you can take your wife to in an old saloon and have
a little bit of a flex.
Yeah, a guy singing there, and it was cool. It was he was so. I like when Dale gets excited to be doing something for you. And he's like, "I think she's gonna love this," and he was very giddy, and it was very sweet.
It was perfect. It really was. So I thank you for doing that. So around here, your Uncle Tim, our kids call you Uncle Tim, so much so that I can't not refer to you as Uncle Tim, even when I'm talking to Dale about you. And I have finished your bathroom, sir. So your Elvis room is complete, and you can come back and visit. And I hope you do so very soon.
Yeah.
Before I let you go, I want to play one quick little game with you.
Okay.
It's a word association game. So I'm just going to call out the word, and you think of you blurt out the first thing that comes to your mind.
Okay.
All right? You ready?
Yeah.
Fire.
Firecracker. I mean, wait. How's this? I'm horrible with games. How's this game work? Do I just come up? If you say fire, I could be like camping, stuff like that.
Sure.
All right. Okay. Now.
All right. Ready?
Yep.
Ocean.
Key West.
Fire.
Camping.
Music.
Merle Haggard.
Dream.
Hot girls.
Why did I think you were trying to figure out a polite way to say that?
Yeah, I was gonna say boobs.
You were thinking about boobies.
Yeah.
Mountain.
Boobs. I mean,
More boobs. Oh my God. Colorado. Secret. Skip. All right. Robot.
Don't like them.
Don't like them? You know what I think about with robot?
What?
Tara doing that robot dance outside of whatever that bar was in Key West.
Oh yeah,
that we made the GIF of.
Robots are getting weird now. So
yeah, I'm not into the AI thing at all.
Did you see that they had one that the guy like touched the robot's waist and the robot got like offended and wanted to fight?
No.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
I'm not kind of robot.
I'm not into it. Magic.
Fantasia.
Fear.
Dying.
Yeah, same. Future.
Beers in Key West.
Chocolate.
Snickers.
Shadow.
The Dog and Homeward Bound.
Oh, wow. That was such a sad movie. Okay, last one. Hero.
My dad.
Oh. Now you're going to make me cry.
No crying.
All
No
right.
crying.
Timmy just lost his dad, so.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right.
It's, but you know, I'm learning to appreciate, you know, you want to talk about them. So yeah. So no tears on the.
I'm trying to hold it back.
Cry in a tuxedo t-shirt.
I know. It's a party shirt. I can't cry.
Like,
Ugh.
you can't be like, oh, that girl's probably at a party. No, she's crying. Don't talk to her.
All right. Well, I appreciate you coming on the show and love you so much. I mean, come visit soon. Okay.
I will. I thank you for having me on here. I never get nervous about anything, but this was very nerve wracking once you asked me to do it. Because,
Really?
Oh yeah. I mean, I think y'all do a great job on this podcast, and I like watching it. And I'm probably not going to watch this one.
Yes, you are. Come on. Well, I don't know how you get nervous doing this, because getting on the stage and performing like you do, I can't imagine you don't seem nervous when you do that and you kill it. So
No, I think y'all do a great job. And I've had so many people that come up and tell me how much they love y'all's podcast. And I'm like, well, that's them. Like, when seeing y'all interact, that's how y'all are. And it's very genuine. So it's
yeah.
I'm a fan and glad y'all are doing it. And you're doing a great job being a badass podcaster now.
Well, I appreciate that. And I appreciate your support and you watching as always.
Yeah.
Give Tara hugs for me.
All right, I will.
Right.
Thank you.
Bye. Hey guys, we are on Bless Your Hardt. I'm at home today doing a fun recording. I just had Tim Duggar on. We talked about a lot of fun things, and I am here now with you for Ask Amy.
All right. Our first question is from Daniel, and he wants to know if there's anything you miss from your hometown / where you grew up.
Well, of course, I miss, I grew up in Victoria, Texas, and my entire family, or most of my family, is still there. So I miss my grandparents and I miss my dad. Beyond that, and just being out at the farm, I just miss the Mexican food. There's like nothing better than South Texas Mexican food. The little taqueria right down the street from the church is where we went every Sunday after church. And it's a vibe, and it's just like a hole in the wall, but it's so good.
How does it compare to other states' Mexican food, I guess?
It just doesn't. Like, it's special. Tex-Mex is special. Southern California has some good Mexican food too. It is like unique in itself as well, but I don't know. It's like just so good. I don't even know how to describe it.
It's home too, so it's probably way better.
It's home.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Our next one's from Andrea. She's been asking week after week, so we're finally gonna get to her question.
Okay.
She wants to know what your guilty shopping pleasure is.
My guilty shopping pleasure is probably Amazon, like everybody else.
Yeah.
It's just so easy. But if it's something I feel guilty about, I don't know, I probably buy too many dresses. Like, I'm not really going places where I need this many sundresses, but it's just my favorite thing to wear. So I see a cute one and I justify buying it.
Yeah. I would say most women are like that, I feel like.
Yeah.
That's not bad.
I've told Dale, like, a rose is only as pretty as its petals. So like, you're supposed to dress yourself up.
Yeah.
He understood.
Yeah. Next one is from Seth. I know a couple weeks ago we talked about what animals that you guys own would you like to talk to. He wants to know, if you could be an animal, land or sea, which one would you be?
Ooh. If I would be a dolphin, I think.
Dolphin's a good one.
I don't know. Everybody seems to like a dolphin, and being in the sea seems a little bit more safe than being
Really?
out here.
You think
I don't
so?
know. Yeah. I mean, people don't really hunt dolphins, do they?
That's a good question. I don't know too much about that.
I don't either, but I don't think so. They seem very smart.
They're very smart. Yeah.
I'm going to be a Bahama, and I'm going to be a dolphin. I'm going to live in the Bahamas.
Yeah, that's a good. Yeah, that's true. I would pick giraffe. Giraffe's another one. If
Really?
we're on land. Yeah, you're tall. You just swing your neck around. Everyone wants to look at you.
You just want to be tall? Is that
I
what it
think
is?
that's it.
I mean, I do too, but I don't know. You're kind of limited, right? You're eating like tiny little twiggy leaves.
Yeah, I mean, if there's not a tall tree around, I think they die, but it is what it is.
It is what it is. I'll die today.
Yeah. Our next one is from Kim, and she wants to know, you're going for ice cream as a family. What flavor is everybody getting? And what
My kids
toppings?
want to get the brightest colored whatever they can, so they usually go for cotton candy. And if I veto that from the food dye standpoint, they end up with like mint chocolate chip or something like that.
Good choice.
Dale never orders. He just eats part of the kids.
Oh,
And
really?
I usually get like an affogato, which is just vanilla ice cream with espresso on it. Yeah,
Interesting.
it's so good.
Interesting.
Like, it gives you a little kick too.
Yeah. I've never had that. That's interesting.
You haven't?
No,
It's delish.
that's interesting.
Yeah.
Next one from Claire. Who was your first celebrity crush?
My first celebrity crush, probably Patrick Swayze.
Patrick Swayze, really?
I was obsessed with Dirty Dancing. I like just love dancing in general. Like I grew up in South Texas, and everybody two steps and dances, and come from a dancing family. So that movie was just fun for me, and always like dreamt of having a guy that would dance with me like that.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you know Dale's?
Dale's was Diane Lane.
Diane Lane? I don't even know who that is.
You don't?
No.
That's funny. She was in what's the racing movie? He's gonna get so annoyed with me. She was in Lonesome Dove also. And she's just a little bit older than he is. He got to meet her in LA not that long ago. We were out there for something, and we got to meet Ben Affleck, who was also a crush of mine, and Diane Lane on the same set.
Wow.
So that was fun. Yeah.
That's fun.
We have pictures that I'll send you the photos. She was super, super sweet too.
Yeah.
I always wonder like if you're going to meet a celebrity, if they're nice or not. And she was absolutely delightful.
Oh, Diane Lane is, yeah, I could see. I could see it.
He's over there Googling Diane.
I could see it. All right. Our last question. Connor wants to know, if you are on a deserted island and you can have 3 non-survival items on you, what would you pick? Classic question.
Non-survival?
Non-survival.
I want a pillow
Okay.
and a hammock
Yeah, that's a good one.
and a book.
A book, really? Okay.
Yeah. Non-survival. I mean, it's some entertainment, I guess. You have to read the same book over and over again, so that would kind of stink, but
Yeah. Which book would you pick? What genre do you think?
no idea. Something romantic, like something smutty.
Okay. Okay, all right.
What are you taking?
Oh man. Well, half those I think you can just, besides the book, I think you can just find on the island and create it.
How are you going to create a book?
No, a book you'd have to bring. But a hammock
You're going
you
to
can
create
make
a
out
hammock?
a hammock you can make out of sticks and leaves, yeah. And a pillow, you got the sand or something. I don't know.
That's not the same thing, Tim's.
Yeah, but the sand's comfortable. Like
No, it isn't.
yeah, it is.
You ever got sand in your bikini?
No, I haven't. I'd bring a dog.
Oh, yeah. How are you going to feed your dog?
Oh, there's probably stuff on the island.
It's going to be like the giraffe. I'm just going to let the thing die today.
Yeah, not tall trees. I'd just let it die. And then I'd probably bring a bottle of alcohol. High Rock vodka. That'd be a good one.
You bring some High Rock?
I'd bring some High Rock.
Way to trump me on that one. Good job.
Sorry. I mean, you went with
Is that-
with a pillow and a
Listen,
hammock.
if I'm on an island, I want to be comfortable.
Yeah, that's not a bad idea, but I don't know. No, it's a good way to stop Ask Amy.
Thank you for your questions, guys. As always, please hit subscribe if you haven't already, and check out shop.dirtymomedia.com for all of the merch. Hope you guys enjoyed the show, and thank you for your questions.